need to be working optimally to support each other. Aha! That's why I was struggling to concentrate. I was tired, and thus the hardware that is my brain wasn't working optimally, and so paying attention and trying to retain information was so difficult. I was essentially operating in low power mode. My brain was prioritizing the most basic functions, so software updates were not important. This made me realize that for someone to upgrade their software and make new connections and retain information, the hardware needs to work well too. That's also why I was struggling to keep up with the pressures of university after having moved to a new city. I was overwhelmed. I wasn't taking care of those fundamental aspects of my health and well-being, which directly impacted my brain health. I realized that to positively influence my thought patterns, behaviors, and actions, and to retain any information in my lectures, I had to take care of my brain to support my mental health and make new connections. These connections that each neuron makes, invisible to the naked eye, decided how you're going to execute your day, and they're programmed by the way we live our life. They've also been pre-programmed by our peers and the people before us. This made me realize that if we don't take control of the steering wheel of our life, we're essentially living a life that's been programmed for us. This could be good for us, but for some, it could be bad. The good news is that we can upgrade our software. This means we can design new habits and undo unwanted behaviors so that we can reach peak mental well-being and create the best version of ourselves, the version we want to be. We can make sure our hardware is in good working order by getting adequate sleep and exercising regularly, something that we will discuss in more detail later. But for now, I hope it gives you relief to know that the brain is malleable and it can change. Perhaps you're wondering how the brain is capable of change. The brain is said to be plastic, derived from the Greek word plastikos, which means moldable. The brain can change and reorganize itself to create new pathways even as we age. Despite the popular belief that we attribute plastic surgery to being plastic like a Barbie doll, this is also why we call it plastic surgery. This is great news for us because it means that our hardware can be improved and that we can break free from the habits and behaviors that we're so badly trying to shake. I've met a lot of people who feel stuck in their lives, doing a job that they hate because they believe it's their destiny and they only have the skills to do that one thing. Perhaps they trained as an engineer, having been told growing up they had an analytical mind, but they wish they could have gone into something more creative, but that's not who they are. They don't realize that neuroplasticity is a thing, so they don't even try to change. Have you ever thought that you weren't smart enough for something, or repeated negative things to yourself, and believed that you weren't good enough? Those hypercritical loops of negative self-talk infiltrate your beliefs and are holding you back. You don't even try making a change. So you never apply for college despite the burning desire to learn because you're afraid you'll fail. Do you find yourself arguing with your partner for argument's sake because you're argumentative? Do you feel like you create drama wherever you go because that's what your family is like, and so you're destined to be the same? Some people even believe that having intrusive thoughts is part of who they are, and that being a negative person is ingrained in their personality. Do you automatically respond with criticism and negativity even when you should feel happy about something positive that's just happened in your life? These automatic thoughts have been repeated over and over again and become strengthened in the pathways of communication in your brain that shape your way of thinking. And this book is going to show you how. Shakira was banned from attending choir lessons by her teacher because she sounded like a goat due to her vibrato range. When Beyoncé was a preteen, she was in a girl band called Girls' Tyme, who competed in Star Search in the 90s, the largest talent show on American TV at the time, yet lost. We all know who Beyoncé is now. I think my 90-year-old Portuguese neighbor even knows who she is. Gisele Bündchen was told at the age of 14 that her nose was too big and her eyes were too small, so she often got rejected during casting calls. She remembers being told that she would never be on a magazine cover and that it made her feel insecure. Gisele is now one of the highest paid models in the world with a hugely successful career. If any of these women had listened to those who tried to hold them back from reaching their full potential, we wouldn't have some of the greatest talents in the music and fashion industries. I want this for you. I want you to be so unapologetic about who you are. I want you to go against the labels you've been given, and I want you to have your own story to tell, one that was written by you, not by those who think they know you. I will equip you with a knowledge and understanding of science so that you can make long-lasting change in your life. Rewire is a neuroscientific toolkit with actionable advice that you can implement in